we're wrapping up the 4-part series of the different talks we've been having around habit formation. That's part of our Discover Wellness Lifestyle Challenge. So there are 7 days left in the challenge, including today's challenge. So if you haven't got in and taken advantage and posted your pictures or your videos, now is obviously a great time to do that. Get in, participate, get yourself a chance to enter to win the grand prize. We have 2 1-hour gift certificates we're giving away for free massages at the clinic. So make sure you get in and take advantage of that. And so we've got 3 weeks previous that we've talked about. We talked originally about the 3 tips for success, right? We had our implementation intention, we talked about beliefs, and we talked about consistency. And then over the past 2 weeks, we kind of broke things down. We built out a little bit more on beliefs. We talked a little bit more about attitude and consistency, kind of built that one out a little bit more. So we could obviously talk about implementation intention, and that's kind of what I'm talking about today, but I wanted to kind of put a little spin on this. It's something that I definitely have not taken seriously at various stages in my life, because it's something that's very easy to overlook, but something that's so important. That's the idea of play. How much fun are you actually having when you go about your day-to-day life, whether that's interacting with your friends and family, whether that's interacting with your colleagues at work? How much fun do you actually have doing it? And now, before you go ahead and think, okay, Jack, I don't need fun in my life. Okay, I'm doing good. I'm busy. I'm productive. I'm industrious. I'm doing good at work. I'm doing good with the family. There's no time for play. I'm too busy. Play is so important. Obviously, in childhood development, I think that makes sense. But even as we continue into being adults, play is so important. It's very essential and important for empathy. So being able to understand and relate to the feelings of others, as well as for cerebral development and maintaining cerebral efficiency, which is important for balance and coordination, right? And so that's something I think a lot of us, as we continue to age and go through life, things are not quite as easy in the balance and coordination department as they were when we were in our early 20s. And so what does that look like? What's a good way to practice and maintain our balance? And obviously lots of different answers to this question, but one of them that can be really enjoyable is play, is getting out and playing games and having fun and challenging your body to do different things other than just sitting in your car, sitting in the chair watching Netflix, and then sitting at the kitchen table eating dinner, right? Getting up and doing something new, dynamic, and creative with your body. And that is honestly one of the easiest ways to get out and play, is just to move your body. So whether on a really simple level, that's just cranking up your music and dancing to your favorite song, singing along and having a good time with that. Maybe participate with your kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews game next time you see them, and get on the floor and do the coloring game or play in the Maple Leaf world that they come up with, whatever kind of strikes your fancy. Another one that I can suggest to somebody who's not quite sold on this yet and is not 100% committed to the idea of just jumping up and being goofy and playing is yoga. There's a ton of benefits, and 2 of them that are really, really important, I think personally, is the breathing component of yoga. A lot of us are very stressed or very tense, especially at the clinic. We see people come in with tension through their neck and shoulders, tension through their low back and hips. Lots and lots of reasons for why that's the case. But in part, for sure, I think breathing is so important, making sure that we're getting a nice solid breath coming in through our diaphragm, slow and controlled, versus using all these muscles up here in our neck and shoulders to kind of tightens and tenses everything up. And that obviously is coached and practiced very regularly in yoga as well. You're kind of moving your body, but not only that, paying attention to the sensations you're experiencing and what you're feeling in your body as you're doing yoga, which can be so powerful as well. Just getting in tune with your body and what you're experiencing, what feels tight, what feels stiff, what feels loose and flexible. And then you can kind of build from there. Now, a lot of times people think that the opposite of play would be work, right? And that makes a lot of sense. Work hard, play hard. If you're not at work, getting things done, earning the money, paying the bills, then you're playing and having fun. And while that has a lot of truth to it, I would say that, in fact, the opposite of play is actually just sadness, or, maybe depression is too strong of a word, but feeling kind of low energy, right, would be the opposite of play. And so work and play can actually be synergistic, in many cases complementary, right? When have you had a task that you had to do? Let's jump to the house, for example, where you had to go and clean the house. And so all of a sudden you made a game out of it, right? Where you started, you put the garbage can in the middle of the floor, and all of a sudden you're playing basketball, trying to shoot the waste into the garbage bin or something like that. Or you're having a competition with your partner or a sibling or something like that to see who can get things cleaned the fastest. Or, if you're at work, maybe there's a certain amount of laundry that's got to get done. That's for us, the clinic, that's a thing. And so you could make it some kind of competition, or you could have some kind of challenge worked into that to make it a little bit more fun or a little bit more entertaining. Or you just play some music, and so you can laugh and dance and have fun while you're doing it. And so you're getting the work done and you're also playing. Both are important, right? Work is so important for, we all feel, I think, a little bit more valued and a little bit more important when we have a purpose, when we have something that we're doing. And so for most of us, work is an opportunity to go out into the community and serve others. And then as well, it's a confidence thing, right? And a competence thing as well as confidence. So when we're working, generally, we're good at the work that we do. And so it's always reassuring to know that we're good at something. So those are the values of work. But then play also kind of gives you that variety to your challenge, right? If you're out playing, then it's not a determined set of things that are going to happen. It's a little bit of variety, a little bit of variability. And so there's kind of that unknown. You got to push yourself and to compete with the others around you in some cases. So really, really beneficial to do both. And so if you're questioning to yourself, okay, like how much play is enough play, or like, do I need more play in my life? How can I possibly tell? Not necessarily the easiest thing to answer, but how about this question for you? When have you felt free to do and be what you choose? So I'll say it again. When have you felt free to be and do what you choose? I think a lot of us, as time goes on, we start to take on more responsibilities and more commitments and more obligations, which is great. Especially if we're involved in our community, we're involved with our workplace, we're at our kids' sporting events, or we're going out to see our nieces and nephew in a local play or whatever it may be, right? We're getting involved, and that's a great thing. But when are you free to just do and be totally yourself, and be goofy and be silly and not feel judged, or not feel like you have to behave a certain way to fit in with groups of people, right? Because that would kind of be play. It'd be purposeless and just kind of free to kind of make up your own rules and do it however you feel comfortable doing it, right? And so that is a great question to focus on. And now a little bit of structure here, because I kind of just been rambling about the benefits of fun. Believe it or not, there are actually professional researchers out there that research the value and the benefit of fun. And so they've come up with 4 main types of fun, as well as 8 different play personalities, which may be a little overwhelming, but let's go through it just to jog your memory a little bit, because we have this idea of when you feel free to do and be what you choose. And so if any of you answered not enough or not as much as I like, and you're like, okay, I don't really want to do yoga, and I don't want to turn on the music and dance, like you suggested at the beginning of this video, what kind of other stuff can I do? I could read a huge list of 100 things, but let me give you some suggestions on the categories of play they suggest, the different types of play personalities that they recommend, and then we'll go from there. And if anything stands out to you as something that you're interested in, then you can use that to kind of fuel your creative passion for your next opportunity to get out and play and have some fun. So 4 categories. We've got physical, we've got social, we've got object, and we've got creative. And so I think a lot of that makes sense. Physical, it could be sports, it could be getting out and dancing, or acting, or playing theater. All of those things would be physical, just moving your body. And this is the one that play researchers recommend is the kind of the easiest thing to get into. It's really easy to just be goofy and silly and move your body around and laugh and play, and it kind of gets the blood pumping and all these different things. So physical movement, physical play, easy one. Social. So this one, again, relatively simple. Getting out there and being social in any kind of different environments. So this could be going to a party, this could be going to a social event, but it could just be as simple as well as interacting with friends and family at the dinner table kind of thing. That could be a social play if you're goofing and laughing and joking around. So maybe that's something that's important to you. Object play is the next one. For a lot of us, this ends up being sports kind of thing, but it could be playing with, action figures or dolls or something with your niece or nephew or kids. And last one being creative plays. And so this one is where you kind of make up a story and make believe, if you will. So kids are really, really good at this, right? They're not as concerned about what the truth or what the facts are. They just kind of like to have fun and flow with it. And so that would be this idea as well. And so if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more structured as an adult, this could be some kind of creative art setting, whether it's painting, or whether it's a play or drama or something like that. So there's your 4 categories: physical, social, object, and creative. And then we've got 8 play personalities. So these are the things that kind of give you the most fulfillment or the most enjoyment when you perform them. And so again, hopefully through these 8, that kind of gives you some suggestions of different things you could consider for play. Which maybe sounds ridiculous now that we spent 10 minutes talking about the idea of play. But again, right, how many of us are actually getting out and having as much fun as we could or should in any given week? So first one up is the joker. So this one, just class clown, somebody that's always willing to make a joke and try and get people laughing and smile and have a good time through words and gestures and whatever they come up with that they think is funny. Next is the kinesthete, which is just somebody that likes to move and play. So you're talking your athletes here, you're talking your dancers, you're talking anybody that performs on stage in any capacity, or just somebody that likes to get out and move and have fun. Maybe this is yard work or gardening or yoga, whatever it is. Moving is pleasurable for you, and so you're a kinesthete. Next one is explorers. So this one's, the hikers, the adventurers, the explorers, the people that like to get travel. It'll just head out and go for a walk down the street and kind of see what they get up to. These people thrive on the opportunity to experience new things. And so you got to get out your front door and see what that's all about to be an explorer. Next is competitor. So this is the person, we all have one of those in our family. We get together at the holiday time and they are always keen to make sure we're keeping score and tracking in some way, whether we're playing cards, whether we're playing board games, whether we're playing sports outside, or whether we're just seeing who's eating the most turkey at dinner time kind of thing. There are the competitors in our family and they love the idea of competing and comparing themselves to other people to see, to kind of encourage everybody else to and themselves as well to play at a high level. Next up, we have director. So this is somebody that's really good at organizing and putting things together. So somebody that likes to host parties, somebody that likes to host gatherings would be an example of a director. And that would be kind of your social play. Collector, again, pretty straightforward, I think, right? We got stamp collectors, we got hockey card collectors, we've got, everything in between collectors. You can have clothing collectors, you can have on and on and on. Straightforward, obvious, not going to spend a whole lot of time on that one. We got two left. We got the storyteller. So this is somebody that maybe thrives on getting out and sharing stories and experiences with people. Maybe they're on their Facebook Live all the time telling you about what's going on. Maybe they're blogging. Maybe they just like to, socialize and talk with other people and share stories they've heard when they're with friends or family out in the world. And finally, the artist creator, again, relatively straightforward, right? You're drawing, you're painting, you're doing sculptures, you're writing poetry, you're doing music, you're doing dance, art, right? Making something from nothing and just coming up and being creative as you go through. And so there you go. There's a few brief examples for you guys getting out, moving, being social, playing with other objects, and just creating, making up stories are your four types of play. And then you have your explorer, your kinesthete, your joker, your competitor, your director, your collector, your artist creator, and your storyteller, all the different play personalities. So hopefully somewhere in those words and those suggestions and ideas that jogged your mind of something that you could be doing. And so then maybe you make yourself an implementation intention. You say when, where, and what you're going to do, put it in the calendar and block off time to have fun. Very, very important for encouraging and developing empathy. Very, very important for continuing to develop your cerebral function as a child, and then also kind of maintaining that functionality as you age. And really good to have that variety and challenge in your life. So not just always play. That's the expression, right? All work and no play makes for. I can't even remember the end of that one actually, but we've all heard it. And so there you go. To wrap things up for the challenge today, again, as you're getting out there and you're looking to add new habits and build new lifestyle habits and add new skill sets to your life, make sure that you're enjoying yourself in the process. That's the final message that I want to leave with you guys today. And I saved this for last on purpose. Make sure you're getting out and enjoying yourself and having fun, because at the end of the day, life is too short to be a bump on a log and being really sad and grumpy all the time. Make sure you enjoy yourself and have fun. So next week, we are not going to be live on Wednesday. We're actually going to jump in and do our final video on Friday afternoon to announce the winners of the challenge. So again, you've got 7 days left. If you haven't been participating, or if you have been participating and you want to get a few more entries in, make sure you're posting that picture or that video of you performing the daily challenge. Whoever has the most entries at the end of next week will be the grand prize winners, and we'll announce those next Friday on a Facebook and Instagram Live. So thank you guys very much. Pleasure as always hanging out. We'll see you guys not at our same scheduled time, but we'll be back on Friday next week.